nice to have you back.
Yes.
Nice to have you back. You are.
Yeah, we've been here 3 times now.
I know.
My son Joshua Wickman is 10 years old, and he is blind and has Asperger's autism, and so he has special needs. He's a really bright young man with lots of potential.
The education of blind and visually impaired students is twofold, really. One is academics and really focusing on those core subjects and also meeting the educational standards. And then also we have more of a life skills approach, and that's where they focus on employment, daily living skills, whatever that needs to be taught to these students so they can reach their independence at their potential.
Until we find this corner in the pocket. And she's going to insert her hand in the pocket.
Dorm life is awesome. Dorm life is what happens when the kids come home from school. Dorm life is what they do when they come up from their daily academic school and come to the dorm to share what's happened that day. They come to relax.
We brought our child into the school when he was 5 years old until he graduated in May of last year.
It was a blast. Just one of my favorite places to hang out in the dorm and visit amongst my friends and chat with people, play games and stuff.
He'd go through these halls and with a cane and hit the doorways and close them. And he was a handful to take care of.
I was kind of a wild man back in the day.
Getting him into the school made a lot of difference. He come a long ways with it.
We provide training for parents as well as maybe special education teachers, teachers out in the public schools that we work with, whoever it might be who are working with blind or visually impaired students who don't understand how they learn. And one of the best experiences we can provide are simulated experiences. For example, giving them a blindfold. We have parents maybe come in for training and put a blindfold on them and ask them to fix a bowl of cereal and eat that cereal. And what's all involved in that they don't understand is how do you scoop up cereal out of a milk when you can't see it? So much of what we learn visually.
And I'd like you to open the dishwasher today and put all the dishes back where they belong.
I've had students from many different age levels that they may hear mom unload the dishwasher. Their concept of the dishwasher might just be the sound of it running. And so when I take a visually impaired child and we have to take a look at the dishwasher, we have to know that there's a top rack, a bottom rack, that there are certain places that plates go, that cups go, so they don't get flipped over while they're being washed. It's been assimilated into us through what we've seen our parents do, our siblings do, other people do. All those skills that we know how to do just randomly, we don't remember having them being taught to us. A child with a visual impairment is not going to get that.
I did laundry and washing dishes, putting dishes away, and dusting my apartment and everything, and vacuuming.
It made him a lot more independent, helped him a lot to be more independent.
In my experience working with parents of kids with disabilities, my focus was looking at transition and what happens to those kids when they graduate. Parents would say, we'll figure that out, but I'm from a small school and kids are nice to my child, but they don't have true friendships. They're not the ones getting invited to prom or to slumber parties and birthday parties, and maybe their siblings are. The prom event started years ago as a social skills workshop.
And my favorite stuff I want to do.
And we had those for our local school districts for the special education students who were with disabilities who were maybe past the academics and were really working on life skills and bring them together to meet each other and become friends.
Welcome to prom. Are you guys excited already?
Yes.
Yes.
Some of the kids have known each other from years prior, and they start with the icebreaker, and then as they go up to the dorm, they talk to each other as they're getting ready. And then it flows into the limo rides.
The bar raising, we keep moving it up. Ain't no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was
the dinner and pictures and dancing and so on, so they just get to know each other more and more through the night.
I get to meet a lot of kids that I never knew that we have a lot in common if you get talking to them. Or
one very cute thing that I love about prom is when the boys were coming, Josh was like, "What is prom anyway?" You know, and I said, "Well, it's a dance, kind of like a wedding." But I said, "It's so much more because you'll be there with your friends from school." And when we were riding in the limo, my son Nathan was leaning towards Josh and he said, "Josh, I feel like a prince." And I thought, how precious is that?
Parents tell us that prom provides the opportunity for their kids that they don't otherwise get. And that might mean learning how to go shopping for the dress. That gives mom the chance to go take their daughters and go shopping.
oh yeah.
They get to learn how to buy corsages for their dates. They all want to know what's for supper. They want to know about the meal and how does all that work. And they all want to play their favorite songs and have a good time.
We do practice, how to introduce yourself and how you ask someone to dance, and the little courtesies that a lot of us take for granted that we don't just do. They don't know how do I approach that person if I want to dance with them, and to know that it's okay. You can do that, that they're going to accept.
Well, I like that it's so tight-knit. Everybody knows each other. Everybody knows and to an extent likes each other. Last year I was a floater. I kind of would drift over to one girl and then she would transfer me to another one. Sometimes I'd go in cycles. But this year it's different. I'm just dancing with Jessica because she is the one I invited. I plan not to ignore her.
Many times parents will tell us, my child's coming to prom, but I don't know if it's going to work. You may call me to come pick him up because he doesn't want to come. He doesn't like to dance. He doesn't really want to do this. And by the end of the night, they're the last ones we get off the dance floor.
I miss it here. I wish I could come back and visit a little bit more. It's my second home.
Sydney, what do you like to do? Sing.
You got it down. I like it.
And that's why Nebraska loves
our public schools.
Nebraska loves
our public schools.
Nebraska loves our public schools.